Well, let's see what we got here. What we have, Genevieve, we have a ladder. You know what that's for?
It's a surprise.
It's
I've
a
been
surprise
told.
to you too. You don't even know, do you?
No.
I can't wait to. It's actually going to be kind of funny. But we'll see what the ladder is for. The real thing is we're at the Ridge Staging Foodplot. We're hitting this area first. We're going to go through here first today, and we are going to use this paraphernalia. We got a bucket full of hack and squirt good stuff, some additional seed to fill in any gaps that didn't seed, didn't take. We got the loppers right there. We got the Hooey Man saw. That's for the kid, so it's really more of a Hooey kid saw.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Because you're
Sure, Dad. Yeah.
All right, and then over here we got the long saw that your dad will use if need be. We'll take down some more branches. We're going to cut some shooting lanes for my anticipated shooting areas. We are going to, what else? We're going to toss some seed, do a little hack and squirt, a little bit of stuff, and work on the upper lot here. Turkey poop means one thing. They've been in here eating my seeds. So I don't actually see a lot of seeds, but there is some growing down in here. I'm going to go through and just broadcast, put another coat on here of the throw and grow. We'll wait for more rains this week, beat that down. This stuff's going to take. Growing and growing. Genevieve, do you see how dark it is out in there?
Practically nighttime.
Yeah, it's practically nighttime. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and that is too much shade. We're going to hack and squirt and clean this up over the next year or so. I'm going to try and get it all done so that the uptake will take place before the, put all the hack and squirt, get that done before the end of the year, so that when the trees go dormant over winter, they just won't have any leaves when it comes out in the spring. They'll all be dead by spring. So next year, this place should lighten up a little bit. We're going to take this tree stand down because I'm getting rid of the tree stands this year. You know why, Genevieve?
I do know why.
Yeah, it's a surprise though. You got to keep watching Death by Bunjie to find out why. I'm not using any tree stands. Can't wait to find out, I bet. Anyway, I did sit in that last year and had a buck come through here. Ended up not shooting him. I had him at 10 yards. He was standing right about where you are. Actually came up about this close.
Oh, wow.
He wrapped around. I watched him, came in here. I got a little bit of footage of him coming in and leaving on my secondary Tacticam that I had up here set up with a remote. But if you look out through here, I had carved out a little shooting lane right out through here, and was planning on shooting out through here because my big buck in 2020 came through here, the one I ended up shooting. He came through here, and if I had been sitting in a situation like this, I could have shot him too that way. That way, I was afraid he wouldn't like the blinds, And that buck, when he came in here, the younger buck that I didn't shoot, now he didn't go to the food plot here. The food plot's right over there behind Genevieve. And that food plot looked luscious and green, and I ended up shooting a doe there. It was awesome last year. No buck, right? He didn't go in there. So this year, we're going to try something a little different. I'm always tinkering with stuff. Always trying something a little different, aren't I?
Yeah.
Genevieve, on the other hand, is a complete opposite. She didn't try anything different. Yeah. Same arrows, same crossbow, 20, 30 yard shots, and it works perfectly.
It works, yeah.
Why would you do something different? Why would you change perfection, right?
It's not stupid if it works.
That's right. Well, I don't think it's stupid at all. I think it's actually a really good policy to not change things up. If it's working for you, don't change it. I just like to tweak a little bit. And, over time, you get a little bit stagnant. You get a little bored. I talk about that in my book, The Death by Bunjie Crossbow Method. If you read that, you'll see why I'm kind of changing things up here and there, right? And this is part of that. Taking down this tree stand is part of that. See how we make out here. See if I can do this without killing myself. Boy, that's rickety. The spiders sure like this tree stand, huh?
Genevieve, why don't you like hunting in my tree stands?
Yeah. For the record, Genevieve does not hunt in these tree stands. She does not like them. One iota. They are a little rickety, and I was a little, can't say I like them all that much myself, but there we go. Yeah, we got it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's still hooked below me though. You can show them where it's hooked. That isn't something I would sit in now, but it's something. The problem with these tree stands too, man, they got expensive. When I first started doing this back in 2009, I bought a ton of tree stands. We had like 12 at one time, 8 or 12, something like that. They were big dog tree stands. Went with them because they were 99 bucks a piece for 2-man tree stands, 2-man ladder stands. They were like Taj Mahal ladder stands, man. They were awesome. And you got a shooting rail, perfect for crossbow hunting. And I got rid of those because I thought we were getting rid of the property, so I didn't have much use for them. And they were 10 years old going on it. So we sold those, got rid of all those, took them all down, hauled them all out of here and sold them, and gave them all to a new home here. And then when I went to buy new ones, because we still have access to the property, went to buy new tree stands, and for $99, this is about the best you can do, right? And they're pretty basic,
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. Never really felt comfortable in these. Didn't even put the bottom ladder on them. And we're trying something new this year. So we'll see how that goes. These elm won't live because of the Dutch elm disease. They won't get more than 6 inches off the ground, or 6 inches off the stump anyway, really. Maybe a foot or something like that, but they don't live real long. And because of that, they aren't useful timber anymore. So it's okay to hack those things. Might as well get rid of them now. There's no sense in blocking out the sunlight with an elm tree. Ah! Perfect. Now you got a little bit of food. Some deer will come by and eat that, courtesy of Genevieve and her hooey man saw. And if we shoot a deer into the 100-year-old apple tree next year, which is still alive and still kicking, that deer, that fell on its own. That's ash that died. But the deer will run right out through here and have to turn a little bit, right?
Yep.
Kind of slow them down a little bit. Keep them on this property, not on the neighbors. Here we have a bunch of dead ash, and you can see Genevieve really is only accomplishing the same thing that nature is already doing, letting the ash die, right? Clear this place out, and before long, the understory will look like that. Nice and thick. Go for it. Timber! Climb right up there. You got it. Nice. The hero, the champion.
Yay.
I hate cutting trees as much as the next guy because it's so permanent, but years ago I cut this little maple here and it died right off through here, right? And then I went and hinge cut all this stuff this year, right in the spring when I was coming through here. But look, just from that at the forest floor, look how much stuff is growing here. We've got stuff growing here. I haven't even seen this stuff in the woods. Look at this. It's growing in the woods on the floor. And you don't see that through the rest of this woods, right? I want all this to look like that. And by hacking and squirting, hinge cutting, all that good stuff, killing off some of these trees, the bigger trees, the healthier saw logs, they can boom, you know, they can flourish and turn into really nice stuff. Really nice saw logs, improving the value of the property. And that area out there will be nice and light by this time of day, way warmer in the middle of the winter for deer to lay out there.
Oh, okay.
Climb right up it. She's tipping over a big one over there that I missed with the hacking and squirting, but good deal. But look at that. Deer will be happier out there. All year long there'll be something for deer out there, whether it's warmth from the sun getting to the forest floor or whether it's food to eat all summer long. Can't beat it. The deer do like this stuff. Like even in the summertime, they're eating some of this browse. That's good news. Looks like they've been scraping under it too, so it's all working.
Ew.
Not too bad compared to what I ate yesterday, huh?
He ate a habanero yesterday and just about died.
I'm really good with hot stuff, but the habaneros, they're a special deal. This autumn olive is very delightful in comparison. All right, we got the blind set up, looking good. Nice shooting lane coming out to the food plot. And blind number 2. This will be our morning spot, but you can barely see it back in there. Do you see that blind? It's back there, but I think we're doing pretty good in terms of visibility here in the plot. I left the autumn olive. We'll leave that there. Shoot around the dead trees. I'm going to come back, hack the branches off the dead trees, leave them there for a little bit of structure, but cut out some of this for shooting lane, take the tops off that good stuff so we can shoot right down in here. Should be good to go. It doesn't look like much yet, but check this out. If you get down in here, right, and we start moving some of this back, you can see a little bit of green. There's some green stuff starting. Look at that right there. That's food plot right there. That's food plot. You see that? We'll cover it up good. Keep the dead grass on top of it. let it, see that little guy? Gonna let the grass lay on there, shield it from the hot sun. And before you know it, we'll be down here shooting some deers. I am beat, Genevieve is beat, both of the blinds are set up. We have done a whole bunch of work here. She's gonna tidy up a few things, stake them down, get them situated. But I wanted to show you what my idea was. This last, you ready?
Oh boy, I can't wait.
So last week, Genevieve and I were talking, and she had a really good idea. She said, you know, the way this food plot's laid out, next year what you should do is build an elevated blind. If I built a blind up in here, there's a truck. There's our food plot, where our blind is. That's one blind. You can see that good. And then we pan across here, we'd be able to see deer coming from clear down in the field. Open up a shooting lane there, shoot everything from this vantage point. Even clear out a shooting lane down there real easy. That might be a lot of fun. So that might be something we do next year on Death by Bunjie. Who knows?
I shouldn't have said anything.
Down here's where I had another tree stand and one of these little hemlocks overlooking this little intersection at the edge of the swamp. It's kind of a nice little spot. I did not see a single deer here. Man, I had high hopes for this last year. But when I took the tree stand out, I forgot a piece of equipment, so I'm walking down here again. Time may come when I hunt this again, but I left a piece of equipment down here, and I want to make sure I pick it up and take it home with me. Tree stand was right in that tree, that nice hemlock right there. And right there's my piece of equipment. Man, am I lucky I found that. Not the kind of thing you want to leave laying on the ground in the woods. You aren't going to believe this. I hope you haven't already clicked off this video. I hope you haven't. Oh, I hope you're still here because I'm going to show you this. We went all the way down the woods to get that tree stand, that last one. I'm beat, end of the day. But stop by just out of curiosity to check out the Wellpad Foodplot and check that out. Do you see this? I'm going to get in here and show you this. The Wellpad Foodplot. I haven't been here. I haven't been here all summer. I've been farting around with this other food plot on Foodplot Friday, which was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But check this out. Tiny little food plot, right? Bait-sized food plot. The blind was right over here. I had that doe come in here last year. Remember that doe came in and she's feeding off my ryegrass. I grew ryegrass last year here. Now this stuff right here, this is not ryegrass. That is field grass, right? That's the regular stuff we have around here. But look at all of this. Look at this clover. This is straight white ladino that I frost seeded. I threw this stuff in here and it is thick and rich and lush and it is flowering and it is the entire food plot. It's gorgeous. This is the food plot cycle, the cycle of food plottery, the Death by Bunjie food plot method that I talk about in my book, The Death by Bunjie Crossbow Method. The Death by Bunjie food plot method is the brassicas, the ryegrass, you know, the nitrogen-rich plants, those plants that need all the nitrogen. Those are your fall plants, and then the next spring you come through and you frost seed and hit it up with the clover, right? And where the deer have eaten all the last year's crop, it leaves a lot of bare ground, and those little tiny clover seeds do what they do best. They fit themselves in the soil, and then they sprout up. And then by the end of the summer, you got this. I think this is the most fantastic thing. This made my day. So there's been a change of plans. I'm going to come back and put a blind right over here like we had last year. And we'll have this set up also. I'll hack a little path in here with a machete so I can get in a little bit easier than last year. That was a real trial last year. But look at this. You can't let this go. I might come back, in fact, and spray this grass with a rest. That will kill that grass. This clover is plenty healthy enough and tall enough to survive a spray of that. Then I could throw a little bit of potassium on here. What do you think? Some 210-40? I don't even need 50 pounds of it. I just need enough to give it a taste. Make that pop. And it will pop. Some people will tell you that you want to come in here and mow this, and I have done that in the past. But I am told now, the current wisdom, so to speak, look at the size of that clover. Look at that stuff. That is straight white ladino. That is good stuff. But I am told that the mowing really doesn't make much difference. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts on this, and a lot of biologists now are saying the mowing is really kind of a waste of time with clover. because it's really just shooting up all this stuff anyway, and the deer eat it. And on a plot this size, they're going to keep this trimmed, right? This won't last all the way to winter. There's no way. This will be a banner hunting food plot location. Is that the most beautiful thing you ever saw in your life right there? Tell me that is not the most beautiful thing you ever saw in your life. Look at this beautiful stuff. That, Friends of Bunjie, that is the way you end our series of Food Plot Friday videos, our Crossbow Appreciation Month special here on Death by Bunjie with Clover. Mark Borchert, what do you think of that one? All hail Clover. All hail the Wellpad Foodplot. And all hail Bunjie.